Everyone, can you hear me? Hello, hello. Oh man, I'm so happy to have people here and to be joining you all. We're going to start a video of mine actually first. And that was my teacher who we're going to hear from a little later, Ustad Bahuddin Dagar. And he's going to be sharing on the recording I did of him playing the Veena. But as soon as we have this other video ready, I want to start with this. And I got out this morning early. It's 7:30 in the morning. I got up at about 6 and got outside for a run before it started raining. It's already pouring again in the monsoon here. So thank you all for joining us wherever you are. I can see that some people are back in LA and some people here in India as well. So thanks so much. Anita, do you have the other video ready? Go ahead and start with that. Namaste, everyone. Greetings from Mumbai. It's the monsoon season in India. And my name is Paul Livingstone. I'm the artistic director of the Soul Force Project, a nonprofit organization in Los Angeles dedicated to celebrating the relevance of nonviolence through music and the arts. I'm very happy to share some meditative raga music with you all today. And music for me is prayer, a directing of the mind to purify the heart. Like meditation, we simply lift up our presence, and that, I believe, is universal for everyone. I do this through the discipline of music, and today I bring you a raga meditation based on the beautiful rainy season raga known as Desh, Rag Desh. Enjoy. As we clean our hearts on the inside, we can envision a cleansing in the world. For our planet is truly an extension of who we are. You and I are intimately connected to one another, to the plants, the animals, the rivers, the oceans, the mountains, the clouds. As we dwell in this reality of interbeing, we must ask the hard questions and seek to understand why we're in the position we are today. Why, when we know so much, do we do so little to change? Overconsumption has led us into catastrophic climate change. And with our historic habits of greed and violence, we're affecting millions of our brothers and sisters today. I hope that through the work we all do, we may finally realize that now is the time to change. That despite our apparent differences, we are one human race. That in 2022, despite what we see around us or hear in the news, courage means we must take a stand for hope and a radical paradigm shift globally. Half measures will not do. The only way forward is to wage peace as bold as love. We must truly think about what we may let go of to live out a future for all people. Some of us need to give up some privileges that we've taken for granted, to stop taking more than we need, to live simply so that others may simply live. Only then may we preserve this miracle of a planet, our only home, with acts of love, to honor our great Mother Earth, the Father of creation, and not steal away this precious gift of abundant life that we may pass down to our children. And if we do not, they may only wonder why we had so little love.
Hey everyone, thanks for being here. Anita, before we show this next thing, I just want to welcome those who weren't here already. And thank you all for tuning in today to Music, Meditation, Medicine. It's been something about a year we've been doing this. And about 5+ months I've been here in India, and it's been an amazing trip. So I appreciate everyone who's taking the time to tune in, sharing some music. I know I'm on a little bit of a tenuous internet connection, but hopefully y'all can hear me. The next thing I want to share is from my teacher, my ustad, my guru here in Mumbai. And it's a very special recording we just made a couple of days ago, and it's for a feature release. So I wanted to just give a little pre taste of what this is. And this is Ustad Bahuddin Dagar, who is in a very special lineage of Dhrupad music. Dhrupad is the oldest Indian classical music. It's the root of all the raga music, very likely, and has its tradition from at least the 15th century. A lot of people think it's much older, but really came to its development in the Mughal courts, and is what I like to say the longest peaceful collaboration between Muslims and Hindus on the planet, and is likely one of the oldest living music traditions. And it's a vocal and instrumental music. What you're gonna hear is a rag called Kamboji, which is more often heard in South Indian Carnatic music. But this is very different in that it's in Dhrupad style. and played on the Rudravina. You'll see it also called the bean. So in some literature, and you often see this instrument in the hands of the goddess Saraswati, holding the veena. A lot of people think it's sitar if they're not from India, but it's actually a veena. There are many different kinds of veenas now, but this is the Rudra veena. It's one of the most ancient instruments of the world. And my teacher, Ustad Bahauddin Dagar, he is in a lineage of 20 generations playing this music. So it's a very meditative, very meditative style. It's not really as flashy as a lot of the modern, say, sitar playing and sarod playing, or even vocal music that you hear in the classical South Asian music. So I hope you enjoy this. This is Rag Kamboji. And then after this, this will be quite a longer piece. After this, we can open it up for some dialogue if y'all are still around. So I hope you enjoy this Kamboji. Go ahead, Anita, and play this. Hey, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. I also want to thank the American Institute of Indian Studies. Without this fellowship, I wouldn't be able to be here in India for these past 5 months. And one more month I'm here, a little less than that, actually. And thanks to Ustad for being willing to share that music. We actually recorded 2 ragas, just this alap meditative portion, which we'll be releasing next year. So it's very special to be able to share that recording. There was no Tanpura recorded with that, so we'll be adding that in. I wanted to make sure to get the clarity of the Veena sound. A lot of the recordings that you hear, the Tanpura can kind of be overwhelming. So he was amenable to that. And I really have been very powerfully impacted by his approach to music and teaching, which has a very deep intentionality to it, of immersion into the sound. And for me, that's really what music is all about. What good music is all about is kind of entering into that space of nothingness and expressing yourself, in this case through the discipline of the raga, but losing yourself in that so that you're both guided and free. And it takes many, many years, of course, to get to that level. And after 37 years in this music, I feel very much still like a beginner. Of course, I've had a lot of distractions in my life. So it's amazing to be back here and to be studying this, which I feel is like the kind of the seed of the music that I'm touched by since I was a kid, and first learned from Guruji Pandit Ravi Shankar. First heard his music. So thanks to everyone. If anybody wants to share anything about the experience of listening, please open up your mic, and we can take a few minutes if anybody wants to say anything. Yo, just shout it out. Hey, what's up, Michael? Good to see you there. Everyone, thanks to Peter for showing up, who I just called this morning, who married me and my wife Alma. Man, great to have you here. And yeah, anybody want to share anything? If not, also, I know we got people out on Facebook and YouTube who are watching this. Thank you all also for tuning in, and all of y'all on Zoom. If not,
Paul, can you
say,
Paul,
hey, who's that?
share a bit on the ethnomusicology of the Veena? How is it constructed? What are its origins, its roots? The size of the gourds were absolutely shocking. And the fret system looked really complex. And are there, as with the sitar, are there sympathetic strings with that or not? Sorry.
There aren't, actually. No problem. First caveat is I'm not a Veena player. So I've actually been studying this music on both sitar and the upright bass. So I'll speak with my limited knowledge about the Veena. Hopefully I can remember everything you asked. I'm also not an ethnomusicologist, but I'll tell you what I know. So like on sitar, you see these gaps.
Right.
So we have these gaps. Otherwise, these are chromatic frets. So on the vina, there are no gaps. They're all chromatic frets. First of all, this chord is like half the size of the chord on the those two chords on the vina. So they're very special gourds. Usually they're grown in Miraj, down in southern Maharashtra. That's
So
actually
they
where I
are
got
real,
are made.
they're real gourds.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Those are real organic gourds. Whoa, and so yeah. What else were you asking me? It's like I was saying it. I don't know if you're here at the beginning, but it's
You said it was
mythologically.
one of the oldest instruments.
Yes, yes. Mythologically, and I say that word however you want to interpret that.
Sure.
They say that it was Shiva's instrument, so that it came from Lord Shiva. So that's what's. But it's also seen being played by in a lot of sculptures and pictures by the goddess Saraswati. So that's kind of like the popular imagination of the Veena. And some people will say, okay, there's because that's so old in I guess in the Indian consciousness. And if anybody from India wants to speak up knowledgeable about this, please interrupt me.
Fascinating.
But a lot of the Saraswati Veena is the South Indian Veena, which is a much more popular instrument, which is heard in the classical Carnatic music. And they call that Saraswati Veena. That's in the sculptures and the pictures is so old that who knows what Veena that was or was supposed to be or whatever. But what else were you asking about the Veena? Like I said, I'm not a Veena player, but it's a funny word because a lot of the literature will call it bean, B-I-N, and it can kind of be a word that can be for any stringed instrument as well. Like people come up with new stringed instruments and they name it after themselves and call it, you know, the Paul Veena or the George Veena or the, you know, whatever.
Right.
Usually like their last name, you know. But this Veena is typically called the Rudra Veena.
Rudra.
Rudra.
What does
And
Rudra
someone
mean?
please correct me. I think it has something to do with Shiva, with Lord Shiva. But someone please correct me who knows more about this, because I'm
So
not
is there a similar instrument in northern Hindustani?
This is
music?
North
Yeah,
Indian.
Rudra. Yes,
This is
Rudra is
considered North
Rudra
Indian.
Tattva.
Say that again. Oh, who's that? Pranav. Yeah.
We lost Paul.
Tell me. Pranav, what were you saying?
So yeah, Rudra is Rudra Tattva, which refers to, yeah, what I was saying is Rudra Tattva, which refers to Lord Shiva. So he's also called as Rudra.
That's what I thought.
I don't know exactly the Sanskrit deep details or the stories behind it, but you're right about it. So Lord Shiva is referred to as Rudra. So just a tiny detail: those pumpkin gods, they're grown in near a village known as Pandharpur, and that river and the soil is very much fertile for the very very thick pumpkin gourds which are grown in Maharashtra. And yes, from there they go to Miraj, and then the people in Miraj know what to do with those pumpkins so that they can be put on to tanpuras or veena, sitar. Right? And the other place is Bengal, but the pumpkins in Bengal, they're thin, so they usually line it with tea.
thank you, Pranav. You've cut out a little bit, but I think we heard most of what you said. That's very helpful. So, yeah, anybody else want to share anything? Thanks for that question. I'm glad we were able to clarify a little bit. It's been amazing to be able to, I've listened to this Veena music and to Ustad's father's music for a long time. But to hear it right in front of you is very special. It's like mesmerizing, so I was really happy to be able to capture this recording in the video, which kind of almost simulates that, a very clear recording where and you can see him right in front of you playing that, because just a lot of the recordings don't necessarily get that kind of clarity. But also the other caveat is that this is kind of a work in progress. So in the future, we'll release this and it'll sound even better. So unless someone else has anything else to say, I'm gonna sign off, and thank you all for showing up today, and God bless you, and keep good music alive. And yeah, if you can support this show, please do so. Thanks again to American Institute of Indian Studies, and for all of y'all for showing up. You can learn more on my website and support on the Patreon page. And over, everyone. Namaste. God bless you. See you soon. Bless.